Shiba Inu holders, we got to be talking about Shib because the market is collapsing. And Shiba Inu is in a very interesting position, and I want to give you guys my opinion on where I think we're headed here in the short term, the medium term, the long term, and really where the overarching market is going to be taking us. So without further ado, welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now. Anything I say is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's hop into it. All right, guys, I want to start off here looking at this chart. This chart, unfortunately, guys, kind of concerns me a little bit. I will be honest with you, because Shiba Inu has been relatively just sideways since all the way back in here of October 2021 when we saw all-time highs. And we've just been chopping sideways. We had some nice rallies. We had a rally that was nearly to all-time highs back in March of 2024, March 6th. And really, ever since then, we've just been kind of breaking down and just, it was a lower high, and now we're breaking down, making a lower low here. Now, we're not at all-time lows, but it does look a little spooky. Now, for the short term, we are somewhat in, like, no man's land. I will put a line here just to see if there's, like, really anything that I would look at. Like, have we been respecting anything? Like, not really. I would say, like, the next area of interest, like, where I really would not want to see is really, like, all-time lows, guys. And I think there's a chance that this does reach this point, but, big but here, right? I look at what Bitcoin's doing right now, and really this was a black swan event. These tariffs, these Chinese tariffs out of nowhere, spooking the market once again. And, you know, looking at history, last time we saw these tariffs spook the market, it was a fantastic buying opportunity. And in my opinion, I'm sitting on my hands when it comes to Shiba Inu. I was high leverage scalping a decent amount, really, when we were in the days of making an all-time high, not all-time, a local high in March of 2024, and really from that region all the way up to, I was high leverage scalping it really until we reached this big flush out in January 19th of 2025. But I'm kind of sitting on my hands right now and seeing how this plays out. And I think that if meme coins bounce, if we see Bitcoin dominance flush out in Q4, we should see Shiba Inu reclaim some levels. But most importantly, guys, like, we really want to see a reclaim of this yellow line at 4.01346 before I'm even getting remotely bullish here. Because, guys, I'll be honest, like, this is pretty spooky price action after a significant consolidation here. If you look at this, we're talking about nearly a year, 247 days of sideways consolidation. Then you get a big flush out, big trend break to the downside. It's not that bullish, guys. Now, I'm sitting on my hands. I think that we can see a recovery here. But right now, short term, I'm a bit bearish, and I think that shorting here is probably not the move. I think the most of that move is played out. I'll be looking for a bounce and a rejection off of 4.01342 before I would want to open a short. But in the meantime, guys, I'm going to be paying attention to how this market really, how this price action really fleshes out in the upcoming weeks and months of Q4. Now, if you guys do want to trade, feel free to check out the pinned comment section or description box below. We have a 10% bonus on all deposits to BTCC and up to 500x leverage if you want to get really degen with it. Also, check out all the other awesome affiliate links, guys. It really helps support this channel. There's a lot of lucrative bonuses for you to take advantage of as well, so check them out. Now, let's look at this. So, Shiba Inu is at rank 21, guys. Look at this. Just absolutely beaten and battered. Down 19% in the past 7 days, down 16% in the past 24 hours. We're sitting at nearly a $6 billion market cap. Still crazy to think about. There's $6 billion in Shib, and I want to see Shib perform. I do. It's just altcoins have not been getting the love that they deserve like back in 2021. That was a lot of love for the alts, and right now it's just not the same market. So you look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at 112,000. Bitcoin dominance is at 60% when you exclude stablecoins, 62 to 63%. ETH collapsing down, but something I want you to pay attention to here is, like, I want to show you first the daily, because the daily is absurd looking. It's very spooky on the surface level, but if you look at the wicks, it's not the end of this. It's not the end of it, right? It's not like we're okay now. The top is in. We're going straight down. No, I don't get that from this, because the daily looks a little bit spooky, but the weekly here, when I see this big wick to the upside, big wick to the downside, and still maintaining bullish trend, that's a bullish signal. That is a bullish signal. It shows me strength, and I think that we're going to see continuation here to the upside. I think that this was a big stop loss hunt, liquidity grab. The market maker's making a bunch of money, and the leverage got reset. Now it's time to liquidate the shorts, because I think that's probably what's going to play out here in Q4. Big volatile price swings. And, when you see this move to the upside, I think you're going to see, because a lot of these coins have broken the bullish trend. And I think that a lot of people are going to say, well, now it's over. The bull market is over. The 4-year cycle is over. See you again in 4 years. I think a lot of people are going to get that wrong. I think that a lot of people are going to have panic sold, and I think probably this tariff news will blow over in a week, a month or so, like how it did originally, and we'll probably be near all-time highs once again for Bitcoin, and thus we'll be in a more risk-on asset favorable environment. We still have our rate cuts coming. Yeah, guys, be careful. I think that right now, if you're trading Shiba Inu or meme coins, it's probably really rough. Big drawdowns. Bitcoin sold off $20,000 in a day, and alts took a big beating for sure. But I think that money and liquidity can come back just as fast, if not faster, than it got liquidated out of the market in one day. But that's all I got, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now. Are you bullish on Shib? Do you think that we need to sell off more? I personally think we have a little bit more selling off to do before we V-shape out of this, because I do think a V-shape recovery is coming for the memes, for the altcoins, for Bitcoin, for the traditional market. We just have to kind of get over this spooky tariff narrative. Once again, it's a tariff, mixing tariff and narrative. That's a pretty interesting word. I like that, a tariff. I think once we get over this tariff, then we're probably going to be seeing all-time highs into Q4. But that's all I got. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now. I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.